Hi, everybody. Today I have Ronnie, and we just went over this. Okay. Loiza. Yes?
Low Isa, like a loaf of bread, Isa.
Awesome. She is a personal trainer and fitness coach, and we are going to talk about self-care and just fitness and around, our bodies is something we've been really focusing on lately. So, Ronnie, how do you define self-care?
Well, Kenzie, first of all, I love what you're doing because real force to me at first was like, whoa, it made me feel like whew, a big wave just went over me. And that doesn't mean that everything has to be yelling and boot camp and stuff. Life is like, it's a force and then it subsides, you know? It makes me think of a wave. Self-care is the in word right now, like bandwidth and all these new words, you know? Self-care really is living your life, making sure you make time and space for yourself. Not to sound all woo-woo, but
Mhm.
if you want to get down to the details, is you've got to take care of everything in your body and your mind. It's making time for it. And you think, well, of course I do. No, a lot of people don't. You know to brush your teeth. You're not going to go for a week without brushing your teeth. That's a habit. But many things that are good for you and good for your well being and your productivity and your work and your life and your relationships, a lot of people put aside. No, that's part of it. And it's just making all those things a part of your life is what you have to do. We're not born out of our mom's wombs knowing to brush our teeth. We're also not born out of our mom's wombs knowing exercise is good for you. You know,
True.
eating clean and eating well is good for you. Taking time to relax and stretch and however you de-stress is good for you. And everything impacts everything in your life. De-stressing impacts your being productive, impacts your relationships, impacts your temperament. So to me, that's self-care. And a long answer is making sure you tap in and look at what's going to work for you to take care of all aspects of your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever that is for you.
I love that. Yeah, and I love how you brought temperament into that too, because when I work with people, I work a lot with our emotions, and our emotions are not inherently bad. It's our reactions to them. So I loved your wave analogy and bringing temperament into it because what a lot of people don't get is the self-care that we do affects the people we love. So it's not selfish.
Oh yeah, it affects even if it's just the vibes. Let's say, well,
Yeah.
I don't snap at my husband, I don't snap at my partner. Well, maybe you do snap, but let's say you don't snap. They feel your vibe, just like you feel people's vibes. You feel their
Yep.
tension or if they're in a hurry, or even if you're on the phone. Remember phones? But
Right.
you're on the phone. You know when somebody's tense. You know when
Hmm.
somebody's in a rush. You know when they're not really listening to you. You get people's temperament and vibes.
Yeah. And especially my peeps, we're really highly sensitive people, a lot of us. So we we feel other people's vibes really intensely. And I'll say this even as someone who has in the past repressed emotions,
Yeah.
I can't hide. Someone's gonna know. Like I can maybe not yell, but you're gonna know that I don't hide it well.
Oh yeah, I know when my husband is really upset about something, not necessarily with me, but
Yeah.
about something, and there's so much to be upset about lately. But when he's upset about something, he doesn't yell. He
Ooh.
nods. If I ask him what's wrong, when I get the no nod, it means ooh,
Oh
something
dang.
really bothering him. And
Yeah.
it's sad because sensitive people repress things. And what I have found a lot with my clients lately, and especially with sensitive people that and what I mean by sensitive is not that oh you get your feelings easily hurt. It's that you are aware of your feelings and things bother you much more than having duck feathers, or that you tune into other people's feelings
Yeah.
and you're sensitive to them. And I find that a lot of sensitive people don't, or they get sad real quickly, a tinge of sadness, and that allows them to not take care of themselves. And then they start feeling like, oh, well, I really should be more forceful. No, don't force yourself to be more forceful. Be your personality.
Hmm.
Okay, so people used to say I was a little too sensitive. It's like, you know what? After 40 years of life, it's like, yeah, I am a little too sensitive. And that's who I am. And that's okay because
Yeah.
we need all types.
Definitely. And I definitely think the owning the sensitivity is a big part of that because oh, I saw your kitty. Sorry.
One of
Scrub.
them. Yeah.
It's we get shamed for being too sensitive all the time, right? And part of that's just like, no, I'm not too sensitive. I'm sensitive and that's it, you know. But you're right. Like we get that a lot of sensitive people because we grow up with that shame, we internalize it and we start shaming ourselves.
Yeah.
So that can make habits harder. And I know you and I, that's something, habits was something you and I wanted to talk to about
Absolutely.
today.
In fitness, fitness is self-care, and I'm not one of those personal trainers who just counts reps and okay, let's do some abs and let's go through this routine. No, what I have learned and become, and I'm in my 50s, I'm 55. I became a personal trainer at the ripe old age of 46, mostly because of my health.
Mm.
Um, and I'm not big and buff, but I am strong and I am cut and I'm lean. I'm healthy because to me, strong is sexy.
Yes,
When
I
I,
love
when
that.
when I refound my strength, literally to be able to do things, pick up things, and not hurt, is when I realized I really have to take care of my body. Your body is part of everything. Exercise, we know chemically and biologically that it deflects depression. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be depressed, and especially if you're clinically depressed, but it deflects it or it lessens it or helps you handle it.
Yeah,
Okay, chemically, but also psychologically, when you accomplish making time and physical space, and we'll get into that, but when you make time, when you budget time in your life to work out, for variety in your workouts, um, you feel that sense of accomplishment.
yeah,
Really do. And that is parallel to anything you do in life, whatever your vocation is. It's parallel. The most successful people, the most documented, recognized successful people, and we'll go with money now, but the most financially successful people that have been interviewed, they always talk in their interview about exercise. And I found that interesting. Like the Mark Cubans of the world, the Bethany Frankls of the world, they all exercise. Well, what does that have to, well, it's parallel to whatever you do in your vocation in life and how you run your household and how you are in relationships. You have sense of accomplishments, you have clarity of mind, you budget your time for it, you make time for it. Once you're through with your workout, you feel great, like good, get on with life. Same thing with projects, same things with taking care of your clients, same things with your appointments, same things with your relationship. If you're going to nurture everybody and everything else, nurture yourself. It's parallel to that. You can always run parallels with fitness. And fitness is also not being skinny. Fitness is being
right.
healthy. I'm
Yes.
going to get my cat out of the way. Sorry about that.
You are all good. I love that distinction that it's about health, not, you know, the epitome of what our culture says is beautiful.
Yeah, I always find that, how you see movies as you grow up of you, women especially, you're beautiful inside and out, and yes, girl power. And then we turn around and society's like, well, yeah, but you have to be skinny and fit in a size too.
Yeah,
No.
right? And here's the thing, like I knew in high school, right? I was 115 pounds and 5'1", and I thought I was fat. Now, I had a friend who was super, super skinny, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but she got shamed for being too skinny.
Yeah,
So
both.
it's like, so that's why I love when you say health, like everybody's body is different.
And I would love to, absolutely. When I start talking to potential clients as a trainer, and now I'm going more into coaching to find the right fitness plan and the right nutrition for you. Just this morning, I've trained 3 people, and all 3 start talking about their new diets. One's trying the Zen diet, and that's where they package it and deliver it to you, and it's all
Mm,
plant based. I already knew about it because I look at everything.
yeah,
People have tried keto, paleo, Mediterranean. Every diet has run past me. I research the heck out of it. I see clients go through them. And the funny part is when people ask me this or this diet, Noom or this, it's like, yes. What? Every diet works as long as you do it. Period. End of story. Now we have to find the right one for you, for your medical conditions, your health, your lifestyle, your mindset, your budget, your time. What people like about the Zen and other things like that is you don't have to meal prep and you don't have to cook and go the shopping list. Other people love shopping and they love to cook. So I'm turning more into a fitness coach because I'm helping so many people find the right diet for them. And also people have certain medical issues or requirements, like diabetes or high
Yeah.
cholesterol or whatever. And also the right workout plans.
Mhm.
I found so many people. I know I go off on tangents because I'm so darn
No,
enthusiastic and
I love it.
energetic and interested in what I do. So many people did CrossFit when it was in. CrossFit wasn't for everybody. I got clients out of that because they would come to me months later. If you haven't done CrossFit, it's a lot of heavy weights with heavy reps. And the problem with CrossFit was, in theory, it was good, but then the classes became too big and they became faddish. And so the instructors didn't have time to look at
Yeah.
every single person and people were hurting themselves. Now, with Orange Theory, I love Orange Theory, but if you do Orange Theory every day, it's going to take a toll on your joints. You should do Orange Theory, which is HIIT, high intensity interval training. You should only do it 2 or 3 times a week, even if you're
Mhm.
healthy. Variety is key. Like, do Pilates once a week, do yoga once a week. The problem is when people find something they like and they find easy or enthusiastic and energetic, like Taibo and all that, and they only do that. If
Yeah.
you do Pilates every day, it's nice, but it's not going to help you burn fat. It's not going to help you boost your metabolism. It helps you a little bit, but you need variety. So I'm becoming more of a fitness coach. But in this fitness coaching, the number one problem I find, especially now, it's exacerbated, I hope I pronounced that right, with the pandemic,
Yeah.
is people aren't carving out time and physical space. Now,
Yeah.
I'm in my office, but I turned everything around. My world was turned upside down like everybody's in March. And instead of just training one-on-one and going to people's homes, we put a computer down there, went on Zoom, started training virtually, which I never wanted to do, but now I'm so good at it. I'm really laser focused on that. But what people have found is that they don't want to work out at home because they feel self-conscious. The husband's going to walk by and see them working out. The kids are going to school at home.
Mhm.
So I have like now try to help them fix that. Maybe get a professional organizer, set
Mhm.
a room aside in the house or space aside in the house where your kids are going to study, different from their bedrooms, because they need a little bit of, okay, this is the study area physically. Their husbands, we can't all work at the dining room table. Set an office space for him, set your own little office space, and then set a space where that's where you're going to exercise. And
Yeah.
then mentally, everybody knows it. Mentally, you know it. And so then you find your own space physically, and that's your space. So you have no, and you can set it where people don't walk in, and you tell them when you're going to work out. Own it. Say, this is mom's time. And if you're not a mom, this is my time to work out, whether it's with roommates or a partner or whoever. And if you live alone, still make a space because
Yeah.
mentally that's my little workout corner or that's my workout room. So if you
Yeah.
can't go to the gym, that's your area. You know what I mean? I found that's really helping people. They don't like to work out to just at the computer and people walking in on them,
Yeah.
especially sensitive people, especially introverts.
Yeah. No, I have and that's so true. I do my dance videos in my living room and I totally shut the window cuz I'm like, nope. Like, nope.
I'm a trainer and I don't like to work out in front of the TV in the living room. It's like, no, I need to go downstairs and be by myself.
Yeah, no, I
I turn my
totally
garage into my studio. Yeah, I get it.
I teach that with actually writing rituals too. It's, when you set a space and you set, like, I don't know, we work on scent, like I'll light a candle when it's time to write, or I have a special pen, or, I'll having a special space makes you more likely to do it. And I don't know, it makes me feel safe.
And go back to the habits. Your sensories start catching on when you smell that candle,
Yeah,
when you shut the window, when you set your space. Your eyes and your feeling, your smell, everything's like, oh, it's workout time. Your body starts getting used to that.
I love that. Yeah,
And the other thing, the big thing, you would think that people have more time to work out now because a lot of gyms are closed or they just don't want to go to the gym now. And so they're working from home or going to work, but only partially. No, people are having a hard time scheduling it. They
yeah.
just don't schedule. You would think, but you've got iCalendar, you've got your Google Calendar. You set an appointment.
Ooh,
Set an
I like
appointment
that.
every day and stick to it. You are your own client. You are your own kid. I mean, you make time for everybody else. You have to make an appointment with yourself and stick to it. Now, you have to be a little flexible and change it if you have to, but really set a time. And that's where the personal training comes in great. But I'm not there 5, 7 days a week.
Right.
So I create workout plans for my clients and I literally put in the calendar what muscles or what exercise or what they're going to do that day. You know, people, it's like, I got to do my Peloton at least 3 times a week. Okay. I put that in the calendar. Which day are you going to do it? And I create where they can work out. Sometimes you can only work out 3 times a day for 10 minutes a day. That's
Hmm.
fine. Find how it's going to work for you. Find virtual classes or find which day am I going to go for a really brisk walk? Which day am I going to cycle? Which day? Put in what you like to do because you're going to do it and then make a calendar. It really works. You have to budget your time.
Yeah. I know a lot of people right now who are working from home and they're just struggling to stop working because it's right there. So I definitely I love when you say schedule it because, even for self-care that isn't work moving your body, right? If you schedule it, you're more likely to do it.
And also, it gives you a sense of control. It's like, okay,
Yes.
it's 4 o'clock. I said I would. And I know a lot of people get tense, like, yeah, but I'm still working on this paper. I'm still working on this project. It's like, yeah, but if you had an appointment, you wouldn't skip the appointment. You wouldn't flake on that person. So turn off the computer, put down, stop touching that mouse, go work out. You feel a sense of control. You take control of your life. And that really reduces anxiety. It
Yeah,
gives you such a calm when you're in control of your schedule and your life. And it's only half an hour or it's only an hour, and then you get on with what you have to do.
I love that. When you keep your own commitments, it builds your self-trust.
Yeah.
And
And same thing with eating. That's
yeah.
part of fitness and self-care. If you eat well and stick to it, people think it's like, oh, I got to follow a diet. No, 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 no. You don't have to follow the diet. The diet has to follow you.
Hmm.
You are in control of what you're eating. And I know people have issues and people have to go through things, but the more that you go, okay, why am I eating? What do I want to eat? I control it. I control the portions. Yes. And then that gives you a sense of success and
Yeah.
achievement. And I got to tell you, even though I'm a trainer and I became a trainer because of my health, and long story short, after 5 chiropractors, 2 Western medical doctors, they just want to give me painkillers or operate my back. But somebody finally put me, and I tried acupuncture. I was praying it would work. It didn't work on me. I had
Hmm.
degenerative disc disease. That's all there is. It's part of aging. Yeah,
We're
you
gonna
lose
have to
the.
talk because my dad has that. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. We should talk.
Yeah.
But all women start aging and we lose the liquid between our vertebrae. Well, I'm shorter. I'm 5'1", so I really started feeling it in my hip. And because I grew up, and you're too young to know this, but I grew up in the era of aerobics. Now
Mm.
it's cardio, but I pounded the heck out of my body. And so this corrective exercise personal trainer, 2 weeks after working with me, I didn't hurt anymore, Kenzie. And it was just learning how to work out properly
Wow.
for me. And I was so into it that I would read and research and talk to her that she's like, you have to become a personal trainer. You need to become a personal trainer. I'm like, I'm in my 40s. People are in their 20s, especially in La La Land, LA. She's like, yeah, but women would so relate to you. And it's true. I'm leaning into my age. I'm leaning into aging. I have arthritis. I have 5 herniated discs. I get it. I went through TMI, sorry, menopause. I had to go through the whole hormonal thing. So the more I go through things, the more I'm learning and educating myself. And I do take continuing education classes. The more I can lean into what I'm going through. And if people see I'm going through it, then they know I can relate,
Yeah,
you know? And
absolutely.
yeah, and so you have to go with it and not let things be like, oh, well, I'm too old, or I'm always going to be overweight, or I've tried everything. Get somebody to help you. Get somebody to hold your hand and help you through. The most successful people in anything, whatever field or area you're talking about, get coaches.
Absolutely. Yep. You do
Coaches
not
get
have to
coaches.
do it alone.
Yeah, because they get it, they understand, and they help pull you through.
Yeah. One thing that I really love that you said is like you wouldn't flake on someone else. Don't flake on yourself. Don't do it.
And
And
if
I'm
you have to, get somebody to hold you accountable. Are
yeah,
you going to go work out? Get a buddy to be hold you accountable, and you hold that person accountable for their workouts, even if it's just a text. Like, okay, okay.
yeah. And for all my sensitive peeps, like holding someone accountable, it's okay to be like you don't have to be super nice and just be like, "Oh, it's okay you didn't work out today." Be like, "No, dude, you said you would." With love.
And actually, if you two like pinky promise, all right, we're gonna hold each other accountable. What are you
Yeah,
holding me accountable for? And then you have to. So it's not like a slap. It's like, thank you.
I like yours better.
When you hold each other down, it's like, thank you. You're doing your job as my accountability partner. And
Yeah,
same thing, you're doing what she or he asked you to do.
straight up. You can't back out of a pinky promise. I love that. So, what's your favorite form of self-care?
Oh my goodness, taking a shower and a jacuzzi.
Oh, heck yeah.
A nice shower massage. Oh my God. It's like, I tell people, I don't always feel like working out. In fact, I don't know one person that wants to go work out. Even athletes, why do you think they're always going, all right, let's do this? They have to psych themselves up. Nobody feels like working out. It's that sense of accomplishment. And for athletes, it's that sense of, I'm training my body to do what I want it to do, whether it's
Yeah.
playing football or tennis or whatever it is. And even the best tennis players, aside from practicing, they get a coach. A coach sees
Hmm.
what they need to do and ups their level. But I never feel like working out. The hardest part about going to work out is pulling yourself away from whatever it is you're doing or getting yourself off the couch, tying that shoe. It's like, oh, here it goes, tying your shoelaces and doing it. But, when we were going to the gyms, I would tell people, just go. I don't care if you sit there and people watch. Just go and sit there for 5 minutes. Inevitably, you're in the gym, you're dressed up, you're going to do something. And then they end up
Yeah,
working out. So even if you just go through the motions on your worst days, you're doing something. On
I
your
like
best
that.
days, yay. My favorite part of working out is the shower afterward to
Mm.
this day. But, you find your why. And this is what, if we have nothing else that you can take away from me, your motivation is your why, WHY. Why do I want to feel what it is I want to feel? Why? And even if you envision your body a certain way when you look at yourself in the mirror, well, it's not just the look of it, it's how that makes you feel. Why do you want to look that way? What do you envision? And your goal isn't 10 pounds. Your goal is, how am I going to feel 10 pounds lighter? Why?
Mm.
Why? Is that going to be a look? Is that going to be how I fit in my jeans? Is that going to be how I look naked in front of the mirror? Is that for me, my why? Okay, TMI. This is why I want to be fit, because I want to be strong and healthy and I want to look good naked in front of my husband.
Hell yeah.
Period. End of story.
We
That's
don't
my
do TMI here. You're good.
I don't want to turn off the lights. I want to be able to walk around naked in the bedroom and feel good about it, you
Yeah.
know? But that was my anxiety. That was my anxiety. Whether it was getting older or being too skinny or just puffy, there's skinny fat. So that's my why, but everybody has their why. And you find your why and be true to yourself. Be
Yeah.
truthful about it. Be totally honest about it. And then that's the reason you're going to work out. Remind yourself. Well, because I don't want my back to hurt anymore. Oh, because I don't want a saggy butt. Whatever it is. And there's no wrong reason,
Right.
because like you said, your emotions are your emotions. They're facts. You feel that emotion.
Hmm.
Your why is a fact. That's what you think. There's no wrong or right, you
Yeah.
know. So find your why and then remind yourself of your why you're going to go work out.
Yeah. I
So
love.
we set business plans, Kenzie. Why
Mhm.
not set your own plan? What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say I love tying the why to an emotion. You know, to be clear, no one has to do anything, right? Why do you want to do it? And then what you said, like tying the emotion to it is huge. You know, as highly sensitive people, we get emotions. So we could do that, you know. Once you tie your emotion to it instead of the should, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's like when people tell you, "Oh, well, you shouldn't feel sad about it, or you shouldn't feel stressed about it, or you shouldn't feel." No, no, no. It's not that you shouldn't. You do. You have feelings. Your feelings are true. Just accept them. It's how you react to them and how you handle them that matter. But that you feel a certain way, they're there.
Yeah,
For whatever the reason is, your feelings are true. They're facts.
yeah. And I think taking some of the shame off of it too, like they're there for a reason. Biologically, they're there to tell us things about ourselves, what we want, what we don't want, what's okay, what's not, you know. So, um, don't, I'm getting into lecture mode. Sorry, I'm getting on a
Oh,
soapbox, but
lecture away. I learned from you.
yeah, so like I think just I still do this. Let's be real, right? Um, we get shamed a lot for I cry. I cry all the time. It's just I do when I get emotional, and some people are super uncomfortable with it. And I get that some people are uncomfortable with emotions. That doesn't mean it's not okay for me to feel them.
Yeah, and some people also think that you crying either means that you're weak and a wuss and you don't know how to
Hmm.
handle your emotions, or that you're faking it.
No, you're
Because
right.
I
Yeah.
hate to say this, and I know this is misogynistic of me, but when women cry, we're faking it. We're using that, like our womanly wiles. It's like, no. If I feel like crying, I'm going to cry. And some people don't cry. But I'm just saying, a lot of
Yeah.
people think that that's the way to manipulate men. If you feel like crying, okay, maybe go to your own room and cry, but there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with crying. Let it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Um,
I did a research project a little bit ago for this summit for crying, and it actually biologically releases oxytocin into the body and calms us and flushes out toxins.
wow.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Flushes out toxins. I did
Yeah.
not know that. I know it cleans your eyes, but that's great.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? I nerded out. Hi, kitty.
I'll feed you afterwards. Kenzie comes first. Anyway, no,
Awesome.
that's great. And the other thing, it is tied with your emotions. I cry at movies if I'm sitting by myself and I'm watching a movie and something touches me, or if I'm reading a
Hmm.
book or whatever. But if I'm with somebody who cries, who's watching the exact same movie with me, I don't cry.
Huh.
And I think it's the caveman days. Like one of us has to be strong.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know why. It's like if somebody else cries, or if there's an earthquake and somebody gets fearful, I get really stoic.
Yeah, I don't know if it's,
It's not to show off that I'm not
no,
scared.
right.
It's like all of a sudden it's like I'm the protector.
Yeah. One thing that I've been really challenging lately is the sensitive and strong. Like I can be bawling my eyes out and still be a bamf.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like that's what I've been challenging with people, because they'll say, you're crying, so they go back to weakness because that's what culture taught us. And
Hmm.
it's like, no, I'm crying because I'm crying.
That's my release.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a release. Like I feel things super, especially when I'm mad. I cry when I'm mad all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not always, oh, I'm sad, help me. It's sometimes it's I'm so mad and I don't know what to do with all this.
It's better than taking it out on someone else.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. And when I'm mad, I usually work out like that level of mad. I'll
Yeah.
work out and then cry. And then I'm good.
Oh, good for you. So you do go exercise. You pick up
I
something.
do.
Yeah.
The energy that comes with the anger is so intense that it just needs to get out.
Yeah.
And I have in the past, not aware that I was doing it, put it on other people. And that's not okay.
No.
So now that I'm aware of it, I do exercise, I meditate, I cry, I do these things to release it.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I teach what I teach.
That's another thing, and I know that not everyone that is watching this has kids, but moms, if they exercise and they do whatever it is to de-stress, it is so much better for the family dynamics and so much better for the kids. Because if you pent it all up, or you don't feel good about yourself, or even if you think you're okay and you don't have to work out, the when you do start working out, you really like the effects. And
Hmm.
it's not just physical. You really like the effects. And that really helps in how you deal, clarity of mind and emotions, how you deal with your kids and how you deal with the partners. It
Yeah,
really does. I mean, I've had,
absolutely.
and the reason I can say that, well, for myself, but I can say that because so many moms and so many working women, and 99% of who I deal with are working and they're moms, they're
Hmm.
family women. But even if you're a stay at home mom, you're working. I think they work even more.
Yeah,
But they are so much more productive and so much more relaxed when they carve out time to work out, fitness.
yeah.
um, like I said, it goes hand in hand. The most productive people, maybe because they find, like, I'm my own client as well. I make my own time, and they are also great role models for their kids and their husbands or their partners. Like, look, if I can make time for myself to stay fit, so can you. And then for them, their kids see that as a normal as they're growing up, not
Yep.
like an added thing.
Yep. So it's good for them too to see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So do you this has been awesome. Do you have any final thoughts on self-care that you want to share or
When you don't feel like it, that's when you should just go, why don't I feel like it? Am I just feeling tired? Do something that'll help me feel revived or
Mhm.
relaxed, but take time for self care. If you just don't feel like working out a little bit more vigorously, get up, get dressed, tie that shoe. If you only do 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes more than nothing. It's incredible how much you can pack in for 5 minutes. Or if you're during the day, take 5 minutes. Can you imagine, Kenzie, doing a 5 minute plank?
Ooh,
No. No, to do a minute plank and then some squats and then some abs and then some push-ups, do another plank. Oh my gosh, it's 5 minutes. You did a lot.
yeah.
Don't discard those 5 minutes, and don't go to the fridge and be thinking about, what could I be doing in 5 minutes? Don't waste the 5 minutes going down rabbit holes or going through Facebook and arguing with people or clicking on cat videos or whatever. Use those 5 minutes for you, whether it's stretching or like I said, some jumping jacks. This is what I do every morning. And it sounds like you have some kind of ritual as well.
Yeah.
Set yourself a ritual in the morning, every morning without fail. Before I feed the cat, as you can see, you can wait. Before I feed the cat, before I check the emails, before I start taking care of my husband, before I start taking care of life, I do calisthenics before I even brush my teeth.
Oh,
So
okay.
that can be 300 jumping jacks and some mountain climbers. It could be push-ups and sit-ups. It can be whatever. And I don't allow myself to do it more than three. Well, now it's like an inner clock, but it doesn't take more than 3 minutes. I started with 1 minute a morning, no matter what. And when I first started a couple years ago, it's like, I can't do push-ups. All right, I'll do a push-up a day, but I would not allow myself to do one more push-up. Then like second day, two push-ups, three. I'm doing 90 push-ups a day now, and I don't
Yeah,
do more because I need
girl.
time for other things. I'll do 90 on my toes and then finish out with 10 on my knees because I go all the way down to the floor. So
Yeah.
I do 90 push-ups a day and I do 150 jumping jacks. Now, if I want to add something else, or like if I really work my chest really hard the day before, I'll forego the push ups and I'll do like 100 squats, something like that. But every morning without fail, do something for yourself and then you're good. Because let's say the rest of the day goes to hell and you don't
Yeah.
do anything physical, at least you did that. But more importantly, it's because all of a sudden, psychologically, it became a habit.
Yep.
Every morning, your body has to do something. Do start small. Set 1 minute, do it. At first, like, I don't have time. Do it anyway. Just do it. Set 1 minute for yourself a day, one little minute in the 24 hours, and it'll become a habit, just like brushing your teeth.
Yes. And I do want to add to that too, because I had a day like that this morning, actually, where I got sucked down a rabbit hole on Instagram. So there are going to be times when you mess it up. And when you catch yourself, try to add a little self-compassion. Don't
Oh, yeah,
give
just
up,
giggle and say, okay.
right? So like if you do get sucked in, give yourself a little love and then go do what you were going to do.
Yeah,
Like
but
don't
do it.
yeah, don't hop off the wagon and be like, "Well, I'm fucked. I can't do this ever." Like and I've done it, right? But when you find yourself with some self-compassion. It's so much easier to be like, yeah, Instagram and Facebook can do that,
Oh yeah, it's a
you
time
know?
suck.
Yeah.
But why do you and I know it, Kenzie? Because we do it too.
Yes, we do.
We go
Yes.
off on those tangents. Okay, 5 minutes later, all right, I gotta get off this page. I gotta some work to do, but that's okay because you need a
Yeah.
little, do a crossword
Yeah.
puzzle or whatever. Back in the day, we would take time to gossip or when we didn't have all this, or
Yeah.
call our friend for 5 minutes and waste time on the phone. I don't know about you, you're probably too young, but how my best friend and I spent hours on the phone after having already seen each other all day at school, we'll never know. But now it's Facebook and now it's Insta, now it's, tweeting.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you need that little mindless stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's part of self-care too. But then grab a hold of yourself and go, okay, now I need to do something a little bit more productive and while fun and enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah, and you
So,
can schedule that time too. Schedule
oh,
time sucks.
absolutely schedule it. Absolutely schedule. And I love how you are doing this on self-care because it's become the buzzword, but it became a buzzword for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Ronnie. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I would just like to tell a lot of people if they want to take me up on an offer.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
I've been doing this, I have found that most people just want somebody to throw things at, like ideas and questions. I don't want to call it vent, but really just run past by me. And that's become sort of coaching.
Yeah.
So now I'm really becoming good at analyzing you and then doing the research and suggesting, sort of like curating a fitness plan and a nutrition plan. So you're not, again, going down the rabbit hole reading about all these diets online, on the computer and following the latest fads and what your best friend is doing and what your family's up to. No, this is what sounds good for you, and this is why. Let's see what happens. What do you think? That kind of thing. So I would like to offer a free analysis. I call it an analysis because it's not just listening to you consultation, it's really asking you
Yeah.
a lot of questions, detailed questions, important questions, going back to you with a follow up to say, okay, this is what you told me, and this is what I think, and why. So, to
Yeah.
be a resource, sort of a concierge, I would love to offer an analysis consultation.
Awesome. Yeah, and I will put that in the email so that they can hit you up on that.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I find it fulfilling. I find it really fulfilling to help people wade through all the myths and fads and information out there.
Oh yeah, that's like I don't even know if rabbit hole is big enough to encompass the I mean, it's one hell of a rabbit hole when you talk about nutrition and exercise. And yeah, definitely. That's why I've had so many,
Yeah.
like different types of fitness on here. And, it's just can be
Kenzie, people
overwhelming.
don't fail. You didn't fail at those diets. Those diet claims failed you.
Yeah.
So that means that particular diet wasn't right for you.
Yeah.
So people don't fail at diets. I mean, you got to stick to whatever you choose, but it's often because it wasn't for them in the first place.
Yeah.
So find what, and same thing with exercise. I
Hmm.
don't do HIIT. It's not for me. You know,
Yeah.
I don't do spin. It's not for me. Spin is great. Do it if you love it. Do what you love to do because you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't fail at things often. You need to find the right plan for you and right variety.
So true. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.